Does my hair look good?
Looks good. G'day, Jim.
How you going, Melissa?
Why are you starting the Fifo Man TV?
Well, I've suffered depression myself, and I don't believe there is enough publicity for depression. And I think by doing this, it can bring out depression, so people won't be afraid to talk about it and to recognise it more for, you know, for what it is. It is a major killer that is going unnoticed.
Yes, it is a very important issue, mental health, and Australia has one of the biggest male suicide rates in the world. So I commend you for speaking up and sharing your story. So I'd love to hear a little bit about, you know, your story and you battled depression yourself.
Yeah, I tried to commit suicide twice. So I was very deep depression for about 18 months, and I've worked my way through it. I go to a therapist, great help, and I suggest that to anyone, to go to a therapist and talk about it with someone. It's just something you think there's no one around you. You've got people around you who love you, but at the time you don't think of that. But the reality is there are people around you. You just got to sort of reach out if you can. Speak to someone. As my therapist said, try and find 5 close friends, not 6, 5, because 5's on the one hand. Talk to those people. Have them that you can call anytime, and that's what I do. I have my my close 5.
There's been a recent death in the mines, a suicide. What sort of support is there for the men and the women that are working out in the mines?
Yeah, well, firstly, my heart goes out to the family, you know, and friends involved, because it is, like any death, is very, very hard to take. But a lot of mining camps and mining sites do actually have an EAP, which is an employee assistance program, whereas you can contact them and they'll put you in contact with the right people that can help you with whatever problems you're having. It doesn't necessarily have to be depression. It could be family problems, financial problems, just any problem. But the big thing that you've got to promote is ask. Don't be afraid to talk up, because I'll give a big example is with us blokes. We've always been taught, you don't cry, suck it up and get on with it. And that's where it gets there. A lot of people think they'll be ridiculed, you know, by speaking up. It is something that really needs to be talked about, and don't be afraid. Ask someone. Just all I can say is you've got to ask someone.
Yeah, so it's not weak to speak up and admit that you're struggling, is it?
Definitely not. Definitely not. And I'm lucky that I did speak up and say I was struggling, because for the simple fact is, if I hadn't, I don't think I'd be here today.
So how long have you been working out in the mines?
Started off, I've been 7 years. I've been coming up to 7 years, so which is a while for some people, but you get the hard asses out there. They go, oh, he's only just started. So, but yeah, I've been in the mines for 7 years, and I enjoy it.
Do you have the 7-year itch?
Oh,
you get the 7-year itch?
Oh, 7-year itch. Who doesn't get the 7-year itch? We've got to scratch somewhere sometimes, don't we? So, no, I'm quite content at the moment with what I'm doing and where I'm going in life. And yeah, it's mining. By the way, mining is not for everyone. It definitely isn't. You either like it or you don't. I don't really think there's an in-between. Some people are stuck in it because they do buy the big toys, and when they buy the big toys, they want to sell them. So then they've got to be there to earn the money to do that. But other people, you know, strategize and get their money, get out. So yeah, I mean, different strokes for different folks, I suppose.
So what was the big draw card for you to go and work in the mines? You've got a family of your own?
Yeah, I had a business of my own, and going back to around 2010, like the GFC had hit, I was sponsoring a rugby league team with my business, and the coach of that league team happened to be a superintendent at a mine down south, down New South Wales way. And we had an end of year trip, and he asked me, he said, would I mind coming down to set up a workshop for it. And you know, we'd had a few drinks, and I thought, yeah, no worries. Anyway, 3 weeks later, he rings up and says, "Are you still serious about that?" I went, "Yes," and went down there, set the workshop up, and I've been in mining ever since.
So what does your job involve with the mines?
At present, I'm an underground fixed plant operator. So what that basically involves is we look after the maintenance and care of all the conveyors underground, all the watering and air that comes down underground, and the dewatering, so getting the water out from underground from pumps and sumps and whatnot, so the mines stop flooding.
We've got a couple of questions that we've had sent in through the Facebook page, Jim, if you don't mind.
No problem.
Our first one is in regards to depression. So, do workmates talk when they're depressed, or is it taboo out there?
I think it used to be, if you go back a few years, it was very, very much taboo. You didn't talk about it because, you know, like I said before, people, you know, would get ridiculed for it, told to suck it up and things like that. I think it's slowly coming round that people, you know, people are starting to recognise, and I think the companies, you know, credit to them as well, they're recognising that depression is a big factor in the mining industry as well. So, and not only in the mining industry, because it doesn't just affect the people out in the mines, it also affects the people at home that have people out in the mines. So it's a credit to, I think, to everyone at the moment, because it is starting to get more recognised, but I think it should be recognised even more. I mean, I'm a very strong advocate up there of, you know, come and talk to me. I mean, I've battled it, I'm still battling it. Yeah, so come and talk to me. I'm here for an ear, or go see someone.
So you said before, you know, you suggested to people to admit and to speak up if they need help, but what are the signs? What do you suggest to people if they see someone struggling? What are some signs of people struggling? What would you suggest that they do to intervene and help out?
The best thing I can suggest to people who are witnessing it would be, there's a great slogan out at the moment, "Are you okay?" And I think it is one of the best slogans I've heard in a long time. Go up and ask them, "Are you okay?" Because sometimes they might hide it and say, "Yeah, I'm fine," and other times it might be just what they need to get things off their chest, whether it be depression or, you know, something's upset them at work or whatever. You know, signs, there's many different signs. You know, people who are outgoing and happy, all of a sudden they're withdrawn and don't want to talk to anyone. Someone might be drinking a lot more than what, you know, you realise. You look at it and you think, "Oh, okay, what's going on here?" It might be nothing, but then again, just those simple words, "Are you okay?" might be what they need just to get a push in the right direction.
So do you keep in touch with your family while you're away at the mines?
Oh yeah, yes, daily. You know, and it can be either a phone call, it could be a text message, Facebook. So I mean, I've even got like extended family over in Western Australia that I keep in contact with Facebook. So it's good to have a chat, see how they're going as well. So yeah, I do. I know a lot of guys that do. So
That's surely got to help with combating the depression.
Oh yes, yes.
Because they're one of your biggest reasons why you're out there, aren't they?
Yes, exactly. So it's, you know, family is everything. So, and like even out there, like the crew that I'm on, where I am, we are another extended family again. Whereas we've got each other's back. We all socialise when we can, and we yeah, it's like fly out day. It's everyone gets together, you know, discuss the week that was and what they're doing when they're off, and make arrangements and everything like that. So yeah, family is important, and family doesn't always have to be blood. Family can be, you know, your close friends. It could be your mates that are, you know, that could be overseas. It's family are the people that are close to you.
So tell us a little bit about life on the camp and the community that you have there and the support that you have there.
Well, lot of people, there's a misconception of camps that a lot of people think that camps are always 5-star resorts with waiters walking around and whatnot. It's not always the case. Camp life is, you pretty much, you're doing, anywhere from a 12 to a 13-hour day, and then you've got commuting on top of that. So you come back. I mean, you've got your mess halls there. You've got a wet mess and a dry mess. So yeah, it's a different lifestyle. Some people like to go and have a drink. Other people don't. Some people just like to go and have a chat. So it really is up to the individual of what they want to do up there. But it's definitely no 5-star resort, what people think.
So you've formed a social group with your workers, your workmates?
Yes, we have our own social club. So
tell us about that.
Yeah, well, we're Sea Crew, and we're the rock breakers, meter makers, and Spanish acres. So that's everything from production to development to the mobile maintenance and to like all the fixed plant operators and fitters and everything like that. So yeah, we have our own crew, and that's, as I said before, that's my extended family up there. That's what we do. We get together and socialise, and like being underground as well, we've got each other's back. So no, it's pretty good.
And you've got a little committee there. You're putting money away for a trip.
Yes, we're hoping to go to Bali this year. So on one of our breaks. So that should be good. It's just one of the things you do. You get there and everyone puts in $50 a month, and yeah. So it could be Bali this year. It could be wherever next year. Like might even be the Phillip Island races.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best thing about working in the mines?
Well, we're there for the money. Pretty much we're there for the money. Because with the money that we earn working away, it does provide a decent lifestyle for your family, and to set up for the future for your family. So mining's not the be end and end of everything. So if you go in with a strategy, that's what you do. So yeah, I'd say it'd have to. Oh, and of course the camaraderie of your fellow workers. You get to meet some beautiful people. You get to meet some not beautiful people as well. But on the whole, the majority of people I've worked with have been really good. So, but yeah, I as I said, you ask anyone that's up there, you're there for the money.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for life, really.
Yes, exactly.
You do the right thing with the money that you get. Exactly. So what's the worst thing then about working in the mines?
The worst thing is being away from your family. So it's a sacrifice that you make, but you're doing it for your family. So it's just, that's the pros and cons. You do, very pros, which is, you do get a decent wage, decent money. The cons are that you do miss time with your family, and especially like my daughter, she's growing up now, and we have a fantastic relationship. But I do feel for the guys working up there. They've got all the little kids, like missing their first day at school and just things like that. So it can be very hard on them, and that's where the depression can come in as well. In regards to that, I wish I was here to see my kids doing this or doing that, but they're out there for a reason as well. So yeah.
So what about the dangers of working in the mines? Because you work 1.2 kilometres under.
It's about that. Going directly down. So it's dangers in all types, whether you're in surface mining, whether you're in underground mining. But in saying that as well, the dangers are kept at a very minimum, because there's strict guidelines with regards to with the companies and their obligations to their workers and all that sort of thing. So it is fairly safe. I would have to say fairly safe, but I mean, no mine is infallible. No mine. Like Mother Nature, she can do interesting things, but on the whole, working in the mines is very, very safe.
Have you lost any mates to suicide or work accidents?
Yes, have lost. I have lost 2 people to suicide, and there's one that I know, or actually 2 that I know of, that we've lost at site, at various sites.
So how do you deal with that when you go to work?
In saying that, once again, the companies are great. They offer all the assistance they can, and I can't stress highly enough that how good the companies are in regards to that. So, and talking, if you've got a strong knit group that you're with, talking with them as well, talking it over with your family. Yeah, it's talking. It's communication. If you can get the communication out there, it's the best thing. So because that way you're not suffering it alone. You can get help, and by you talking, getting help yourself, you don't realise you might be helping someone else.
Well, thank you so much, Jim, for sharing a little bit about why you're starting the Fifo Man. And if anyone's got any questions, how can they get in touch with you?
Just go to the Fifo Man Facebook page, and you can PM myself on there, and yeah, like we'll go through any questions or any topics you want brought up as well. Like yeah, anything you want, just bring it up, and we'll see what we can do and put another posting to you.